Really, we all wake up late. Okay, I hope everyone is from India or anybody from abroad. Just a quick chat.
Yes, guys, you can keep
Okay.
sending in your messages. Munmun will also be able to see your chats.
Okay, that's super. Okay. So yeah, so I think for UA it is pretty early now. So okay. So let's start the session. I will just quickly share my screen and I will give a brief introduction. Already you got some introduction about, but I will just tell about myself in detail. So not as a part of my career, but also what I do, as you know, like in my personal life and what I like to do and all. So today's session is like AI to BI, and let's go to the brief agenda of this session today. So let me just put this in the slideshow. I hope my screen is visible, right?
Yes, it is.
Okay. So we will just quickly see like the data visualization and its importance. Like what is data visualization? I think most of all you are working in the industry and most of you all have done some kind of data visualization at some part of your career. So it will be a pretty, like a very short session on this. Then we will go to a Power BI overview and we will see some DAX expression in Power BI. Also, we will try to see that how we can, like load data, transform data. So a little bit a short overview on that I will give. And also I will try to, like cover a little overview of NLP. Especially I know everyone is working in ChatGPT now. So NLP, I think is a crux of that. So it is kind of natural language processing wherein we have some AI libraries to understand our natural language and accordingly to interpret and give the response. And some kind of, like blending of NLP in BI. So how we can use NLP and in BI, Power BI has some inbuilt tools over it, but we will see that how we can use Python scripts also or some better, like AI libraries to implement AI in BI. And there are some endless possibilities into it. So I will just show you some basic things. And then you can, like already yourself interpret like what are the endless and what is the power of that actually. What else you can, like implement in BI with AI. Okay. So at the end of the session, I will take all the questions. So don't hurry. I will take everyone's questions. And in between also, I will keep a break and we'll ask questions. So you can put your questions in the question answer. So I will take the questions and accordingly we can go forward in the session. Now, if at any time it feels, like very fast, I'm going very fast, just give me a hint or, like you can just unmute yourself and say that go a little bit slow to get the things, the gist of the things. So I will be covering most of the things here. Okay. So here is a brief introduction of myself. I am working almost 17 years now. This is a little bit outdated as it is within 16 years. So I'm almost, it is going to be 17 years now. And I have been working, like very, like very hands-on. Like I started my career as a software engineer. And then I have worked like all pillars of digital transformation I have seen, like how IT has evolved in these years. And like I have been a part of very, like a key part of or played a very key role in digital transformation as a part of Industry 4.0 for over almost a year now, decade now. So kind of I have seen all the peers, AI, then AI, ML, analytics, RPA, blockchain and IoT, machine learning. So everything I have, like I have some hands-on in all the things. Currently, I am doing a project in 3D also, so 3D space metaverse. And I am also trying to do some research on blending AI or text to 3D or text to design kind of things. So yeah, so this is like the part of my career. In personal life, I am married and I'm having 2 kids. So in the home, and as a person, I am very much like open, independent, and I like to read a lot. Though I don't get much time in reading nowadays. I like to mentor a lot. So kind of in my team also, I like make it sure that I build some knowledge sharing sessions to share the knowledge. So wherein like kind of a forum where everyone can come and contribute their work, their findings, their knowledge. So that is kind of, like building a network also. And as also, like I like to do some offbeat things I used to do off-road biking and all. In 2016, I went to Ladakh alone in my bullet. So kind of, like rode around 3,500 kilometers from Delhi and back. So, so this is kind of about myself. If you just allow me, I will stop my video. Then I will have, I think, better bandwidth because some of the applications takes much time in loading. That's fine.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So any questions so far? Then we will just, like dive into our topic today. Anyone having any questions? Okay, that's fine. Okay, so I just missed a point also, like I have some couple of white papers which are acclaimed internationally, and also I being a part of doctoral researchers. So I am doing a research currently and with SSBM actually, Geneva. So there also I have, like put some of my papers which were, like taken in the webinars and all. So this is about me. Just going into the slide. Okay, so let's start with the data visualization. So I know everybody knows about this, but yet we have faced, like I have seen in my life that people facing problems in creating right kind of chart for the right kind of data and for the right kind of audience. So that is a catch. Everyone knows what is bar chart, what is pie chart, what is histogram, but still when we have a large data, very large data, we certainly face some difficulty, like how to build a dashboard or what exactly we have to showcase or forecast or like take to the higher management so that they can feel some insight out of the data. So data visualization aims actually to build the insight out of the data and also to discover the patterns, trends, and like other explorations. So without going into much theory of it, of course the PPT is there to be shared with you all, but without going into much details into it, I will just give a short example, I think, which will make the data visualization and its importance very clear. So let me just show you an Excel quickly, and I will ask you a question. This is actually an Excel or a data, very small data, not a very big data though. We can see only 12 rows are there basically, excluding the header. So it actually talks about different flights and having some delays. Okay, so delays in months. So from month 1 to 12, like from January to December, how much delays each flight is having. So these are, you can say, these are the flight codes and which are having some delays in minutes. So if I tell you, ask you, just seeing this data, it is not a very big data also, it is just in Excel. It is only 12 rows. Which flight has the longest delay and in which month? So can I get a very quick answer on this? I will just see my chat. So if any answers are coming. Yeah. I hope this is visible, right? The Excel is visible, correct?
Yes.
Okay, MQ. Someone is answering NK. Okay, F9. Okay. Okay. Good. At least you attempted to give the answer seeing this data. I, of course, were like having a headache only seeing this data and having this answer. Okay. So let's see this data, particularly in a notebook, where I have drawn some visualization out of it. And let's see that how it looks like. So I hope by this Jupyter notebook is visible, right? Okay, so here actually I have taken the same flight data. As you can see, I have loaded the same flight data and I have put a heat map on this. Okay, so now how clear it is. who has said that the maximum delay is NK and for the month of 6? Anyone? Yeah. So like just, like looking at the visualization itself, we can understand that what is the maximum delay and which month has seen the delay and which is the flight, right? So you like, if you have the, like I have shown you a very small data though. If I am giving you a very big data in Excel or CSV or any other format, say JSON, it is very difficult to tell or like draw the exact pattern or insight out of it. But if I do some visualization, if I create some chart and give you the same data, it is like in the blink of the eye, you understand. It is our brain understands, okay, this like the darkest zone is my highest delay, and also the legends are showing that. Okay, and the lightest zone is my lowest delay. So seeing that combination, you can like directly understand that, okay, which flight and which month is having the maximum delay. So this is the, like the importance of visualization. That is all I wanted to say, that why I actually taken this topic. Okay. So let me just go back to the PPT. Just 1 minute. Okay. So now we are back in the PPT. So this is all about, like the benefits of visualization. So I have put all the points. I am not going through these points. Some techniques and tools are there where you can do the data visualization. Of course, we do lots of visualization in Excel also. And Excel is a very powerful tool. Also, you can do in PowerPoint, you can do crystal reports, you can do fusion charts, you can do in Python, Matplotlib, of course. That is a, like the most popular way to do visualization. Also, there are some visualization tools like Power BI and Tableau, QuickFlix. So these are all visualization tools where you can just drag and drop and do the data visualization. Now, one important part comes here is that which chart we will build and when is the context and what is the data, kind of data. So let's see the brief about that before going to the VI directly. So then we will have some context that what are the different kinds of charts and everything. I know every one of you are very, like conversant with the charts, but just take it as a brush up session so that you really remember, like the things, most of the things. Okay, so I will just put again it in the slideshow mode. Yeah. So I will just little bit drag this down. Okay. So let's see these charts and let's just like analyze. I will also open my like chat to just have a like interaction. So first the line graph. So where do you think we can plot a line chart? What is the most preferred data visualization tool? Okay, data visualization tool based on your industry, basically, like the which tool they are using. Mostly we are using Power BI nowadays. Also, Tableau is very common, very like, like very popularly used. Also, we use the Python Jupyter notebook to do some data visualization. Yes, when there is a time series. So line graph is basically when you are seeing the performance of our numeric data over the period of time. So when you are seeing the annual sales trend, so I have given some example also when you are seeing the annual sales trend, or when you are seeing the, like the share price and all over a period of time, then I think it is the best example or the best example or the best context to use a line graphs. Now, when do we use bar graphs, anyone? Categorical data, very good. So the audience is very much, like already into data science fields now. So yeah, so when we have the categorical data and we want to see the performance of different categories, like I have given a example of product A and product B and how they are performing over the time. So there we are using bar chart. Okay, pie chart basically are used when we are giving some proportion of data. Like what is a proportion? Like what is a like sales versus like for the male versus females. So when we want to get some percentage, like the proportion of the data, okay, or what is a like Netflix viewers age group. So when we want to see some proportion of the data, Like the children group, this proportion of the, like the entire registered users, the children group is this proportion, the adult group is this proportion. So when we want to get some proportion of data, then we use the pie charts. Histogram is essentially the frequency distribution. So where it is a continuous chart and there is no space between the two columns or the two bars. So basically, when you want to see the frequency, how, like data for the continuous data, of course. So how, like what is the frequency or what is a mode when you want to find out over on the specific kind of data, then or a specific kind of age group, say, as I given the example of Netflix, then histogram is the most, like the most popular chart which we are using. Okay. Scatter plot is very interesting. Scatter plot is also a very important chart. It gives you the correlation between the two variables, numeric variables, basically, yes, bivariate, of course. So when you want to see the how the my data A or the data point A is performing with data point B, then the scatter plot is the best example. So generally the values, comes from -1 to +1. So +1 means it is fully, like it is uniformly, dependent. Kind of, if like the amount product B will increase or the data point B will increase, the data point A is also increasing with the same proportion. So it is directly proportional and all the points will lie on the same line, basically. It is collinear. So 1 means the same collinearity also. And -1 means that like it is fully negatively collinear. That is like one point is increasing, but the other point is decreasing. And if the, like the points are very much scattered or these bubbles are very much scattered, then we can say that there is basically no relation between the two variables. So they are kind of independent of each other. Okay. Now this is a box plot. Box plot is also very important. Yes, multivariate analysis also we use scatter plot. But in that case, we use a pair plot basically. So pair plot is also, like gives a scatter plot essentially. Okay. So box plot is a very important thing, and I will take example. So where we use box plot and why do we use box plot? Any hint? Trading, okay. Like generally we use box plot for what? To find out what? Outliers. Yes, spot on. Yes, correct. So if you have, like say I give this example to my all webinars basically. So if you have a salary of 5 years experienced developers, and you know that the average salary of 5 years experienced developers is around 90,000 to 1 lakh, or maybe it is 1 lakh 10. But suddenly you see the mean is actually, like going to kind of 2.5 lakhs. And there actually the data is fully mismatched, because whatever the 5 years experienced developer salary I am seeing is, it is kind of 90,000, 80,000, 1 lakh, 1 lakh 10, 1 lakh 20, like that. So the average maybe is 1 lakh, 1 lakh 10, like that it is coming. But how can the mean average be become 2.5 lakhs? That means there are some data points which is actually very high. Even it can be very low as well. So it affects your mean of the data, the central tendency of the data. So for that, we need to often, threshold the outliers. So to understand whether that particular data point or that particular data has outliers, we often plot the box plot to understand that which are my outliers. So it is basically gives you like this. So it gives you the interquartile range, that is my Q3 minus Q1. So Q3 is third quartile and Q1 being the first quantile. So the interquartile range falls between that. And 1.5 into interquartile range plus Q3 is my right zone. And anything falls beyond the right zone is my outliers. And also similarly got the left zone. So Q1 minus 1.5 into IQ1, it is a left zone fence. And anything falls beyond that is the outliers. So by plotting the box plot, actually we understand whether there is any outlier in the data. It generally doesn't, like affect much in the data visualization or getting insight. You obviously come to know that there are some outliers. But yes, we need to treat outliers when we are putting this particular data to a model, or we are building a model. So generally, if we are not cleaning these outliers or thresholding these outliers, then the model building model will be difficult, or the output which we will get, it will not be so much proper, accurate. So that is where we need to, like handle outliers. And to handle outliers, first we need to detect the outliers. So box plot is the best example for that. Okay. So going forward, I will go a little bit faster now because my intention is to, like show you some blending of AI into BI. So I will not spend some more time over here. So let's go forward. Okay, so now let's go to the Power BI. So before going to the Power BI is same as the Excel. It is kind of, like you will get the look and feel of Excel only. But here you can do a lot of things, lot of transformation, and the Power Queries or the DAX expression which you are using, the data analysis expression, a little bit different. But it is very much simple to use. And like, I don't know whether you, like the audience over here is conversant with Power BI, but I will little bit show you like how we can load data from different sources and transform it. And accordingly, you can, like get some insight on the data, putting the visualization or getting the charts. Okay, so these are some simple DAX expression. It is not very complex. So if you have a sales data and the column name is sales amount, you can get the sum of the sales like easily equal to sum into sales of sales amount. So like that, you can put some DAX expression. So the formulas are a little bit different from Excel, but it is very clear. It is very simple. It is not very difficult to write. And also most often we are just dragging and dropping. So we don't have to write these formulas. It is kind of built, like it is a kind of inbuilt into the system. Okay, so just going forward, I will little bit give you the context of NLP. Then I will go to my Power BI dashboard. So what is NLP? I think everyone knows now because we are using ChatGPT. I think every one of us using ChatGPT. So NLP is the is a field of artificial intelligence, of course. But what it is used for? It is used for to understand, interpret, and generate human language. So that is the most simple definition of NLP. Now, what applications we have for NLP? We can translate the language, so we can do some language translation. So we will see some of these, like examples. We can like retrieve some information. Okay, we can search and retrieve some relevant information. We can use in the conversation system, like a chat bot or virtual assistant. So there we can use NLP. We can summarize the text. So if you have a very big text chunk of text and you want to get a summary of the entire text, you can use NLP in that. You can do sentiment analysis. Again, this is a very important thing. So from the text, you can understand the polarity of the statement or the any like the say text or the description, that what is, whether it is positive or negative or neutral or what is. So this is basically, like very much used in detection of the behavior. Basically the email intent analysis, we do a lots of automation on the email intent, that what is this email is talking about. Then if you see some of the projects, I think I have seen some papers on Twitter, Facebook, like the social media message sentiment analysis, like whether those messages are violent or can, like bring some trouble in the society as a whole, or in a person's life as a whole, those feedback. So we can actually understand the sentiment of the comments and all. So there also sentiment analysis can be used. So I am just giving you some use cases. Then named entity recognition, so that we can use to identify and extract named entities. That means the proper names. Like if any organization name is used or any person's name is used, NLP can understand that. It can recognize that. And parts of speech tagging. So it can tag the parts of speech, like it's a verb or the noun or the adverb or adjective. So that tagging also NLP can do, and very seamlessly it can do. So all the NLP libraries are, like any library you take, it is, like efficient to do that. Okay, so some of the techniques being tokenizations. Tokenization means breaking up of the stream of text into words, phrases, and symbols, or other meaningful elements. So I think this is a very important step which NLP does. So how NLP do all these things, like does all these things, like, like translation, then identifying the parts of speech, identifying the person or the organization name, doing the sentiment analysis. So first step being the tokenization, where it breaks the stream into small parts or chunks, or the phrases or symbols or words, or into meaningful elements. So that is the something called tokenization. Then stemming. Stemming means when you are taking the base word, basically. So you have a word, say, here the example is given as runs. So if I say that the cat runs after the dog or something like that, the dog runs after the cat. So runs is actually, like given as a, like with the S attached to it. The base word is, the root word is basically run. So when we have this verb word, so suppose I say that I was absent, or say, let's say I completed my work. So completed is a root, the root word will be complete. So NLP understands that. So that is called stemming. So that technique where it just takes the root word or the base word from the, like the word, the, like the participle which is used. Okay, so that is called stemming. Then part of speech tagging. So this is a process of making each word in a text with its corresponding part of speech. So it is kind of, like it tags the word to the parts of speech, like whether it's a noun, whether it's a verb, whether it's an adverb, whether it's adjective. So it's kind of, it can tag the word to it. But it's a preposition even. Lots of preposition are used in our sentences. So it can tag that preposition also. Okay. So named entity recognition, as I said, that it can understand the people name, community name, organization name. So kind of proper name understanding. Dependency parsing, this is a process of analyzing grammatical structure of the sentence. So it is kind of, like when we use active sentence or passive sentence, it can use that, using dependency parsing, it can actually understand that, translates that. So if I see that this book is given to me by this person, so and so person, or if I see that this person has given me this book, so it is kind of active and passive way of telling the same sentence. So it kind of parses that sentence with the dependency parsing. Sentiment analysis, of course, it is like it takes a piece of text, it understands its polarity basically. So it gives a positive polarity or some positive number to it if it is positive, and some negative polarity if the like this text is negative. Word sense disambiguation is the process of identifying meaning of word in a particular context. Oh yeah, so this is very important, one of the important thing. So if I say that the customer churn rate, it just churn here means actually the attrition rate, right? The retention rate, you can say. So the churn rate. But if I say that the farmer is churning the cream, so the same word is used in a different context. So understanding that word, that in which context it is used. So that is also, like that technique is also used in NLP. So here the customer churn rate means retention rate or the attrition rate. But if I see the farmer is churning the milk cream, that means it is like churning of the milk to extract the cream. So the same word is used in the different context. And machine translation. So it is kind of process of translating a piece of text from one language to the another language. So this is kind of machine translation. Okay, so let's go to the, I think the crux of it. Let's do some hands-on. As I am a very much hands-on person, I like to do on the pen and paper. So let's just dive into that. Any questions so far? Guys, is this interesting? Just give a thumbs up or something. Yeah, okay, super. Okay, so let's dive into the Power BI dashboard. Okay, so before I dive into the Power BI dashboard, I will give you some of the things, some of the, like links, which you can refer. So I have some, like if you want to just do some quick data visualization, I have some data visualization notebook already in my GitHub channel. So this file actually containing all the data visualization. So if you just want the quick code of it, you can refer this notebook. It is a very, like comprehensive data visualization notebook where you can take the code and you can just, start your visualization. So this is my GitHub link. So here you will get today's topic also, NLP Power BI webinar. So this one also you will get. So I will just put that in the chat so that you guys can actually check on the code and also the Power BI dashboards. Okay, and also the data visualization one I will send you so that you can relate these two things. Okay. Along with these, there are some like I have some published book, which is kind of, like, yeah, I have shared the link. You can take the link. And also, if you want to connect to me, this is my LinkedIn link actually. So you can connect to me here. Please connect, because I think we need to build network or forum. Okay. If anything comes up, I can also learn from you. Okay, so this is my LinkedIn link. And I have published a book last year. This is not actually regarding data visualization, but this is kind of, like the power of VBA in robotics, process automation. So everyone in India can get this book from this link. And this also contains, like some of the things like building interactive dashboard or automating interactive dashboard in Excel, VBA and all. So I think you will get some context over here. So this is a link of the book. So the people who are staying abroad, you can use this link. So I'm just sharing these links before I start the session. Okay, and also in India also there is an Amazon link that also I'm sending you guys. So this is a very comprehensive book actually, and any beginners can start and they can be actually pro after reading this book. Okay, so I am not just, like advertising my book, but many people have said it is a very good book, like my friends and all who have taken this book. Okay, so anytime you need any help from me also, anything you want to like, for anything you want to connect, you can just connect to me in LinkedIn. Okay, so these are different actually links I have shared with you. Now going to the Power BI. Okay, so Power BI actually some dashboards are open in my systems for the, like the context of time, because we have very short time. So Power BI, actually, this is a Power BI desktop. You can very easily install it in your system. So if you just type Power BI from the Microsoft Store only, it comes that get Power BI. So from there, you can download Power BI. So it is a very easy tool. So already I have Power BI in my system. Okay. Along with this, I will show you some of the files which I will start with the beginning. Okay. So let's see this one. Yes. Okay, I hope my screen is visible, right? Power BI dashboard. Okay. Okay, so let's go ahead. So if you see this dashboard, basically, uh, you can see that there are different buttons, English, French, and Spanish. So if I just click this button, so if I just go here, so these buttons are doing basically nothing. I will just minimize this chat. This button is not going to doing anything. It is just navigating to another, like some sheets are there or worksheets are there, which is just navigating to these pages. Okay. Now I have a Netflix data where I have the movie title, movie description, cast, director. So normal Netflix data, you can get it in Kaggle. I think I have downloaded in Kaggle long back. So I have that data with me. So I am using that data already. I have loaded that data. Okay, now coming to the loading part. So when you load the data into Power BI, you can go there, here, get data. And if you see more, it just takes little bit time to, like load everything. Yeah, it came. So you can see all these kinds of different sources where you can load the data. So it is not only Excel or CSV, you can connect to any database, any data source you have, any warehouse, any facility you have where you can connect your data in this Power BI dashboard. Okay, so all these things you can use. Other than this, also there is one more data, like loading you can do. Like the Python has some inbuilt libraries. Seaborn has, then sklearn has. They have some inbuilt libraries of data or inbuilt data sets, I can say. So those data also you can load very easily over here. You have to just go here, open Python script. So I'm just showing you one example. Okay, but all I need to do is, suppose I want a data set of IDs from the seaboard. All I need to do is the similar syntax I write in the Jupyter notebook. The same syntax I will write here. I will import pandas also. Okay, and I name my dataset as iris df. Okay, and I will load the iris dataset. So this is all I am doing here. So sns.load dataset. I think my syntax is correct. If not, I will check it once again. So I will again tell one sentence over here. Don't mug up the sentence. Sentences or syntaxes basically. Don't mug up any code syntax. Syntax you will get lots in Google. You will get in ChatGPT also. So I am not the person who will go and mug up any programming language syntax. That is the reason I can actually code in any programming language. You name it, I can code in it. I am not behind the syntax. I just understand the concept. Okay, so this is my iris data frame, which I'm loading from the SNS dataset itself. Okay, so yeah, the names and everything is correct. So if I just go okay, now you can see that please wait while we establish a connection to Python. And many people doesn't know these things, though they are working in Power BI. Like we can also load the dataset which Python has, like their inbuilt datasets. It will take some time. Yeah, it has come now. It is coming. It is still loading. Yeah, so you can see iris df has come. Okay, so if I just select this, you can see the data over here. Okay, now if you just go, the same window comes when you load any data set, basically from any sources. Any data set you load from any source, either it is Excel or CSV or any other source also, database like Snowflakes, then NoSQL servers, NoSQL databases, Cosmos DB, anything you load, SQL DB, anything you load, it will give you the same screen wherein you can load directly, you can transform data and you can just cancel. So if I go and transform data, the Power Query editor actually opens. Just giving a brief on this. And you can see that here lots of, so I was telling you about the DAX data analysis expression. So this expression actually we don't have to write explicitly. It is kind of inbuilt in Power BI. So whatever operations you do on the data, it is not only recorded here, but the formulas are written over here. Like whatever you have done, you can see the formulas just getting, like coming automatically over here. So suppose now here is a petal length. I want to just change the data type, and you can just go and remove empty. So anything empty data, or you can right click it and you can transform. You want to transform it. You want to do some absolute value or round it or do some factorial, anything you can do. It will be recorded in this right hand panel. Okay, if I want to change type, say I want to change it to fixed decimal number. Okay, so this will be changed, replace current. And you will see that there will also be some formula will be coming, and the steps are noted actually that I have changed the type. So I have changed the type from decimal to fixed decimal number. So this is what I have done. If you want to change it to text, so any transformation you can do over here, replace values, replace errors, group by, anything you can see over here, you can do all this transformation. So this is actually kind of a ETL tool, like where you extract, transform, and load. So here actually you extracted the data from a source and then you're transforming it and they're loading it. Okay, and then you are doing the visualization on it. So this is a Power Query editor where you can do anything. Also, apart from this, you can do many things like this. If you go over here, add column, you can write some custom column, okay, where you can write some custom functionality. Suppose one use case may be like you have sales and you have the cost of manufacturing, but you don't have profit. So you can bring in the profit column, you can write some formulas like my profit will be equal to my sales minus cost. And if you click on OK, so there will be a profit column appearing. So all this transformation and anything you can do on Power Query editing. So this is just kind of a, like giving you a brief introduction to Power BI. You can try at home. It is a very fun tool. Okay, so I will just close it for now. Let's go back to the context. So yeah, so as I was telling, so I have 3 buttons here. And if I click on English now, so I haven't showed you this, what exactly I'm doing over here. So it is very simple. I have just taken some button, and if I click on English, it is just navigating to this English page and where everything is showing in English. So these are basically Netflix movies and its descriptions. Now I go back to home. If I click on French, it is just taking me to the French page and where everything is French. Now you will ask me that whether I have loaded data in different languages. No, absolutely no. I haven't loaded data in different languages. I have a data set which was in English, and I converted it to different languages using NLP. And that NLP actually I have blended in BI. Okay, so if you see this CSV basically, this is a CSV which I have loaded. So this is fully in English. There is no other language in there. So it is just title and description which I am using, but it is all, everything is in English. Okay, so this is the data set which I am using. I will just close this data. I will close this data also. Now go back to my Power BI dashboard. Okay, so now how I am doing this? Now let's deep dive into it. Okay, so let's see. If I go here and if I do edit query, again my Power Query editor will open. So 2 times it opens. When you load data and transform it, the Power Query editor opens. If you go to your data set, already loaded data set, and edit it, edit query, then also your Power Query data set open. Now you can see something has been happened here, like some steps are here, which I have done to bring into these columns. Like I had only English column, but now I have brought into a French description and a Spanish description, and these many descriptions I have brought into. So I had an English description which was in the dataset itself. Now I have brought into Spanish and French description. Now how it is possible, how it has come. So I have done something over here. Now what exactly I have done? Okay, so before going into how I have blended AI into BI, let's see some first the AI code. Okay, so how NLP is translating the language. And it is a very simple code. It actually, like many people might think that it is very complex, like listening to the topic itself, what I am going to do here. No, I am not going to do here anything actually. Anybody can do it. So I am just using a library called TextBlock. So this is a NLP library. And you can read about this library. I will share this link. So everything is given over here. Sorry, my Google is already open here. So the entire detail is given for this library over in this link. So I will just share this link with you so that you can also check. Okay. So now let's see what is there. So I will just go into some of the things which I will be needing as a language translation. Okay, so there are lots of things are doing language detection, translation. Okay, so I will be needing this code basically. So from which language code I am translating to which language. So there, see, a comprehensive list is given. I think you can translate to any language in this world. So even some Indian languages are also given. You can see Gujarati, Tamil, all these languages are given where you can actually, Telugu also. So where you can actually, like translate. So this is a very comprehensive list, I feel. So if I have to just use these codes in my program. That's it. Nothing else. So I have just written a program. I have just imported this library. All you need to do, if this library doesn't exist in your system, then you have to just do pip install and text block. Pip install text block, that's a command. So it will be installed in your system. And then you are just importing this library and everything. That's only 2 lines of code. These are all different functions. Only 2 lines. I am sending the input text to this text block and I am returning the language translation basically. So blob is basically doing this. Blob.translate from which language to which language. That is all I am doing, nothing else. So this is what it is returning me, the translated language. Okay, so using NLP, I'm just translating this language. So this is all I'm doing here. So now let me just test this code. So I have written 4 different functions. One is I have translating to French, Spanish, Japanese, and Hindi. Okay, so let's see. I am just trying to like translate this. Hello, how are you? To just like to check like how whether this program is working or not. So I will just save this file and run this. So let's see what it comes. Okay, so you can see some French texts are coming. I can't read French. I don't know the exact pronunciation, so I'm not reading. So don't have to take offense on that. I don't want to take offense on that, like like doing wrong pronunciations. Anybody knowing French over here, that is fine. But this is a French translation which is coming. Okay, so like that, I just tested my function over here, and the functions are working. That is fine. And you can see it is very simple. It is just 2 lines of code. Nothing is there basically to write over here. Now what I am doing, because I need to call this function from Power BI, 2 ways you can do. Either you can directly use this entire thing into your Power BI Python script, okay, and you can blend it over there. That way you can do. Otherwise, when we install Python, any library we install in Python, all the libraries goes in this folder, side packages. So anybody who is knowing about, like Python, I will just show this side packages. So which is actually in your user app data local program Python version library and side packages. So anything you install here, even the text block I have installed. NLTK if I install, every library comes into the side packages. So what I have done, I have just packaged this program. How to package? Nothing, but I just need to put this class file over here. It is a blank file. But this file tells that this folder is a package basically. So I have put this package into this side package. So if you just see over here, this folder is here. NLP package. So this is a folder which is there in my side package, and Power BI is actually, like calling the function from the side package. Okay. So now let's see if I want to translate anything in this Power BI in Japanese. So Japanese function was already there, right? So let me just open the Power Editor. Okay, so here I was working. Now let's see how to do this, how to blend this function into Power BI. Okay. Now I want to bring here another column, which will be known as Japanese description, and my Japanese translation will be here. Okay, so for that, what I can do is I have to go here, transform. 1 second. Transform. Yes, this transform tab I need to go. And there is a Python script, run Python script. You can open this directly. Okay, and here you can see that there is some comments over here. So what is this comments mean? Data set. This is a very important thing. Data sets holds the input data for this script. Means anything you want to do on this application or on this data, any column you want to bring, any transformation you want to do, that variable name is data set. Okay, great. Means I found my variable that where I need to do the changes. Now I have to just put the script into this variable. Okay, so I have just written this script here. I will just copy this. And I will put this. So what I am doing from my side package, I am just importing this package, NLP package I have written for translation. Okay, and this is commented now. So I will just uncomment this. So I am putting another column over here. The variable already I know, that is Power BI only saying that this is the dataset variable. So that variable I am using, I am putting another column into it, Japanese description. And what I am doing, I am putting this function on my description. So this is an English description, and which will actually call this function, which will translate it to Japanese. And if I say okay, then it will actually run on all the data points, all the rows, and it will change it to Japanese for the description column. So this is all it is doing. Now you can understand the possibilities or the endless power it has, what you can imbibe from the AI part into Power BI. Because I have shown you the way where you can do a simple translation, but you can do many complex things which you can write actually in your Python script and you can actually put into the BI data set. So here actually you can see some endless possibilities. So it will take some time to transform or to, like take all the data points, all the rows and be translating it back to the data set. So 4 or 5 minutes it takes. Any questions? I will just take the questions quickly. Yes, pip install text block. That is the command you have to run to install this. Any doubts so far? For French and Spanish description, yes, I can show you. The same thing only, the same functions I have called. It can help you in chatbot also. If you have written a chatbot and you want to imbibe it in Power BI, it can. Okay. Translate to Japanese was taken from your script. Yes. So let's see the script again. So you can see there are basically the 5 translations I had done. Sorry, 4 translation. One is translate to French, translate to Spanish, translate to Japanese, and translate to Hindi. So I am just calling this function translate to Japanese because these 2 functions I have called before. So I am just calling this function translate to Japanese. So this is coming from my script. Okay. Now you can see that it is already transformed. I will go open this table. Two, 3 minutes again it takes to load the table. So, okay, are you guys finding it interesting? It's an open source library. Even you can use NLTK also. It's also open source library. Okay, you have posted your question in Q&A. Okay, should we learn many BI tools or choose one and stick to it? See, Tableau, I don't know whether anybody is working in Tableau. Tableau is little bit, like I felt that it is little bit difficult than Power BI. Power BI is much easier to use. For beginners, especially, you can just start with BI. And you can go and proceed and go ahead to learn Tableau also. See, learning, there is no ending in learning. If you want to learn and you want to, increase your skill set, you can learn other tools also. But if you know the crux of the things, if you can build a very powerful dashboard in BI, you can implement all these AI things into BI. I think you can do it in any, like you can go and try with any other tool also if they are allowing. Okay, so this is kind of, like there is no limitation of learning. Okay, PBI is best and Power BI is best and for a cost-effective tool. Yes, it's an open source tool. You don't need license for this. And I think some functionalities have license, but it is a very helpful tool in doing the basic things. So all these things I can do without any license. So that is, I think, good enough, right? Yes, it will be helpful in machine learning and robotics too. No license, at least for publishing. You can publish to certain extent, but yes, I think some licensing is there when it is, like you're going to use it in the vast extent. Okay, so till that time, I think it is open source only. You can use it for learning, for using in your office also, you can use it. Okay, so as you can see, the Japanese description has come. So you have to just go now to the home tab and you have to do a apply and close and apply, and it will be applied to your Power BI dashboard. So this is the entire thing I am doing. Now somebody has asked me what you have done in the French and Spanish. So you can, I don't have to actually, like I can just click on these recordings. Power BI do these recordings, and you can see that what exactly in the different steps it is being done. So if I just go here, and I can see what exactly I have done over here. So again, I will just click on the run Python script. Okay, and if I just like expand this, so this is kind of Power BI is taken, but you can see the same thing. Here I have actually put, instead of calling it from the site package, I have put the entire thing. Like I am calling the text blob, and I am doing blob.translate, and I am doing apply translate. So everything I am doing over here. But I thought that why to do it again and again? If I have to, like translate in several language, I can just put in a single script all the functions, and I can call it from my site package. That will be better. Even if I deploy this Power BI tool to any other server, I can just install TextBlob over there, and I can just call it from the site packages. So this is the same function which I am writing for the French and Spanish also, the same thing. Okay, you can see the dataset description dot apply dot translate and all this blah blah blah. That is that the Power BI coming from, like Power BI has some, like they are also transforming what I am writing, giving as a script. So they are transforming it. Even you can see for this script also, they have done some, like some changes kind of. Okay, so it is kind of Power BI generated script. Okay, so the crux is we got our data basically, we got the translation. Okay, so this is one application I have shown you so far. Like you can translate from one language to another language. Now the next one. Okay, so I will just quickly close this. We have shortage of time. I will just cover it in 5-10 minutes. Okay, I will just apply it. Okay. This loading actually little bit taking time. It is loading. So whatever changes I have done, it is loading now. Okay, so till it loads, I will show you another NLP, like NLP application in Power BI. So this is already open to me. So I will just go and open this. Okay, let me just open this file. Okay, now I have done some sentiment analysis. So quickly, I will show you the data. What is my data? So let me just go to my dashboard. Okay. So this is kind of a data I had. It is a very small data, but it is giving you some feedback on a restaurant food. So it is basically food place and feedback. So the food court 1, food court 2, like that the data is. And it is giving you the feedback like food is great. I highly recommend it. I will definitely come here again. So from this feedback, it is doing some sentiment analysis, whether your feedback is positive or negative. So that is kind of a polarity it is giving. Again, the script is very, very simple. Like nobody can know also like that simple it is to, like understand the sentiment using these libraries. So I will just show you the scripts quickly. This thing is actually, like you cannot see this, but I can see this panel, this Zoom panel.
Munmun, you're on mute. If yeah, just wanted to point that out.
Oh, sorry. Oh, from when I was in mute?
Just the last 10 seconds. No, no
Okay,
problem.
okay. So this is actually, like which is giving me the sentiment analysis. So what it is doing is this is only 2 lines of code, as you can see. Okay, nobody can understand also it is this simple. So basically, I'm giving a sentence and it is giving me the polarity. Basically, what is like it is a positive sentence or negative sentence or neutral sentence. It is just giving me a polarity in numbers, in decimal. So I am using the same library and it is the code is very simple, nobody can understand also it is this simple, like to get the sentiment of a statement. Now I am just like testing this function, that when it is working fine. Now I will put the place is amazing. I am not putting good bad anything, right? Because good bad is a very common word. Let me put as amazing and let's see what the polarity comes. Okay, so I am just testing this. You can say the polarity is positive 0.60. Okay, so it is giving in decimal basically, but it is a positive polarity. So that means this is working fine. So it is giving me the right polarity, right? Like it is a positive sentence, so it gives me positive polarity. Okay, so it's the same thing I have used in the Power BI to understand the sentiment. Okay, so I will just quickly go into it. I will close this file. Okay, the same thing I have done here. If you go and see this, again, I have to do the same step. I will edit query. Okay, and here actually, if you see, I have run this Python script. I have called this function basically that give me the polarity of this feedback, wherein I have sent the feedback the same way. The same way I was translating the description, right? And it is giving me the polarity basically in the numbers, like it is positive or negative or what. Okay, so this is what it is doing over here, right? Now, if you go back to the table here, okay, so when I close and apply this, my sentiment already comes. And I am just putting this sentiment in a tabular format and doing some, like some visualization over it. So for these positive, like plastics and cross and all, you can already go in these formats and you can check that what are the things you can use this to format this page basically. So if I just go here, let me just click this table first. Yeah. So if you just go here, you can go to the cell elements and then you can see that how it is coming, these icons, how it is coming. So here you can do different things, different way of formatting. So I have taken some icons basically, and you can see I have chosen some icon here. So if it is more than one, give me this icon. If it is neutral, give me this icon. If it is less than one, give me this icon. So that is how these icons are coming basically. So what I have done mostly over here, I have taken a simple data and I have done some sentiment analysis. And this is a great power. Actually, I am showing you a very basic way, but if you can think about it, it has endless possibilities where you can imbibe these things, this NLP power into your BI data set basically. And you can show it in your dashboard. So I think the great possibility you have got over here, right? Okay. Now, one more thing, I will just close my session with this part. Let me just drag this again here. This is really annoying me now. Okay. So one more thing, I will just go. Now, if you want to see those in my uh, this thing also, the PowerPoint also, you will see something like this. I have put this one. So this is like thank you in different languages, and I have generated this from Power BI and NLP only. Okay, so I have just put, like different languages, and but how I got this word cloud, how I got. So there are basically that apart from this chart, you can see many things in Power BI. So you can actually, like get some chart. So already I have got this chart, but word cloud is not shown like that. So you can import this visual, like get more visuals. Okay, so you can go to get more visuals. So that will give you some options like what all else visuals you want. So you can just, okay, I think, let me just do it quickly. Otherwise, you can just try it in your home, like get more visuals. You can type word cloud. It will give you the word cloud. And therein you can actually, like get this kind of a word cloud kind of a visualization. Leave it. This is now will take time. So I have already generated this. So word cloud I have already imported from get more visuals. So, and I have put what I have put here, like the cast. So what is who is the, like mostly casted in all the movies or all the web series. So that I wanted to visualize, and it is giving me a very nice visualization over here. So these kind of things also you do, plus also you can generate some, like the visualization from the Python itself. So I will show you that, like the charts which we often use in Python, like the pair plot and all, box plot, box and plot. Okay, so you can do some visualization from there itself. So for that, you can do Python visualization. So these things are not very common. That's why I'm showing. So for the sake of, like enabling this, enabling this window, I will just drag some parameter over here, but it doesn't make any sense. I will write the function over here basically. So I will just write quickly. So import Seaborn as SNS. Okay. Import pandas as PD. Okay. Some important library from matplotlib. Import pyplot as PLT. Okay, so these are some of the libraries and what I will do, I will just plot it. So I will do a scattered plot. Let me just take the syntax of it. Sorry, a pair plot. So I will just take the syntax from here, from my data visualization notebook. So it is a one-line syntax. Generally, I don't remember it, so I'm just remembering it. Haven't seen in the like a common charts in the Power BI, but I am just taking it from the C1. So this is again a very comprehensive. So this is only the 2 lines I have to copy from here. I will just go over here and show it. Okay, that's it. And I will just run it. I have already taken 2 seconds extra actually. So sorry, 10 minutes extra, not 2 seconds, 10 minutes extra. So let's see how it is coming.
Yeah, no worries, Munmun. I guess everyone was so engrossed in your session, so I guess that's fine.
Okay, okay. So this error came basically, I haven't taken the data set. Okay, my bad. So I will just take this iris equal to SNS dot load dataset, and I will say take the inbuilt dataset of Seaborn. Now this error will be dissolved. That is my bad. Let me just little bit extend it also.
Yeah, sure. In the meanwhile, this is running. Why don't we just take up some questions in the Q&A, since this
Sure,
will be the last thing, right? All right, great. So should I post some questions for you? I can just read them out loud.
I am just reading them. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Does all NLP techniques implemented? See, you need to have that use case also, right? To implement NLP techniques. So you need to see that where all you can imbibe this. That is basically based on your industry use case. But definitely you have the power of NLP. Not only NLP, actually you can imbibe functionalities over here, correct? So it is just a way of showing you that I am, like taking AI into BI, but you can take any power of Python because it is giving you that you can invoke the Python script. So you can transform anything with Python. You can take any Python library. You can do some regression also, like techniques and all with the data set. So all these things you can do over here. Okay, does ChatGPT use NLP transformers in neural network form? ChatGPT this thing is very complex. It is actually using large language models, transformers. So yes, it is a Krask is NLP. You need to have, like natural language processing, wherein you need to understand the natural language which is coming as an input. Okay. Then which is the best online Power BI course to learn? See, the best way is to self-learn. You go to home today, download the Power BI, start learning on it. I have learned in a very hard way. Yes, if you're stuck anywhere, you can go and like see some tutorials, connect somebody who knows Power BI, do a peer-to-peer conversation. But the best way, actually, you have to do, like, you have to make your hands dirty. There is no other way to do, right? If you see some tutorials also, you will forget the things. You have to make your hands dirty. Okay, so this is the chart which is coming. You can see that I have just, like imported this chart, not from BI, but from the Python basically. You can actually, increase the chart size and all. So that is up to you. You just have to drag it. So this is the way the chart is coming. And you can import any chart, any Python chart, any Seaborn chart you want to bring over here. Okay, so this is one part. Now I will just close all these things. I will take 5 minutes more. I think I am just ending this session.
Yeah, asking student also asked that how do you get this Python editor in Power BI? If you can just tell them that.
Okay, I will come to it again. Yes, again I will come to it.
Yeah, sure. Thank you.
See, when you have loaded the data set, when you are loading it, the data set, I said that you will get 3 buttons: load, transform, and cancel. So if you transform it, you can see that there will be a Power Query or editor which will be opening. I will show you again, don't worry. I'm just closing all this because I want to show you something more interesting. That's why. One more use case I will show you, that inbuilt Power BI thing, that one I will show you. I just missed that part. So that will give you, like some more, like interesting part to use BI. I tried to show some use cases of NLP, but there can be many, like identifying the parts of speech, then identifying the like the word in different contexts. As I said, I gave the example of churn, right? Then those things also you can actually, if your use case is so, you can actually, implement those things also. Okay. Now see here, I have a data set already. This is a sales data set. So it is a CSV file which I have loaded. And it is a very much pretty simple. Okay. One more thing I just forgot. Actually, if you learn Power BI, you will learn this. But I will just show you one more thing. It is very annoying actually, this handle. Okay. So one more thing I will just, show you. In Power BI, there are something called quick measure. So on your data set, you can do all these things. So you can do all these things: year to date total, quarter to date total, month to date total, and you need not to understand any formula, any DAX, anything. You have to just go and use it. Kind of, it is just if you use it, it will ask you on which column you want this to use. Like if I say year to date total, Y to D, I will just have to give a drag and drop of column name. That is, if I want to do it on sales, I have to give the sales name, and on the date like the date, the order date, or any date you have. Okay, here, any sales date or any date you have, you can just use those things. Okay, rolling average, month over month change. So these things are very simple in Power BI. Okay, so you can just go and use this. Just have to just click this, and it will just ask you some inputs. You have to give this, and it is done. Okay, so this is a quick thing. Okay, now Power BI has an inbuilt AI tool. Okay, so many people doesn't know this, and they just struggle with the mapping, like which chart to use, how to drag the charts, what is these things I have to use, the inputs and all. This is Q&A. I think after this day, after today, you won't be using any chart actually. Okay, so now if you see here, I will just little bit increase this size. If you see here, you can ask a question here. Okay, if I just put my this thing over here, the cursor over here, and I just put cells, it will give you some auto-completed field. Okay, so I am just giving that cells top countries, cells of top countries, something like that. So sales of top sales data sampled by sales YTD, sales of top 10 sales data sampled by sales YTD, sales data. Okay, let me just say that top country sales, top 10 country sales. Okay, just type it like this. Now again, the NLP is imbibed over here. Okay, top 10 country, it is giving you the chart also. I just put top 10 country, but I will put sales also. Okay, so now it is giving me, see, top 10 country sales, top 10 country sales YTD, because sales YTD also is a data point in my data set because I have put the YTD. Now, if I just click this top 10 country sales, okay, so it is giving me, it is already referring me this chart that you can go and use this chart. So if I have to just click this button, just turn this Q&A result into standard visual, it will give me a chart, a bar chart. Okay. So I will just click this. I don't have to understand that what bar chart I have to put in, what y-axis, x-axis I have to put to show this. I am just typing some things in the Q&A. It is giving me, it is already suggesting. Okay. Now, if I don't like this chart, I can anyhow go here and change the chart. Okay. I don't like this bar chart. I want to take a map chart. Say. So I will just go and click on the map chart. So this will be transformed into a map chart. This is fine. So it is working fine. So why I will, like take tension in going and selecting the chart over here, and I have to know also what I have to put in y-axis, x-axis, and the legends and everything. Okay, so you can see here the bubbles are coming. The maps are shown. Maps is shown. If you want to see some more things over this bubble, you can use some, like if I want to see the deal size. So I will just put deal size in the legend. It will give me a good pie on this. So you can see it is changed to pie. And it is showing me also the deal size is small. The country is Spain medium, and the sum of sales. Okay, if I just click here, Spain small and the sum of sales. So it is giving me proportion also, like a pie chart on those bubbles. Okay, when I just put some legend over here. Okay, so these are some of the, like the power of already inbuilt AI into the Power BI. So these things, I think after this, you won't try any charts only. You will just use this. I am using it multiple times because I don't have patience to, like drag and drop chart and see how it is working. I will just go and use and put my questions there over there. So it is kind of text to design.
Yeah, that is actually great.
So
Munmun,
I will end my session over
Yeah.
here. I will take the Q&A. So that is all I have to, like for this class.
Yeah, I guess most of the questions are already answered of the Q&A.
I already answered it.
Yeah.
I hope you liked the session and it gave you some insight, right? It was interesting.
Oh yes, I guess I can see from the reactions from everyone in the chat that they really like the session from you. So yeah, Munmun,
Thank you very much.
once again,
Thanks for attending.
from from the entire team and from the behalf of the students who cannot unmute themselves right now, just wanted to say thanks. It was a very informative session, and yes, it was indeed something that we would want to extend for even a longer period of time. But as I said, every good thing must come to an end. So yeah, I guess this is where we have to part ways with you. And once again, thank you for joining in.
Thanks. And already I shared the PPT with you. You can share with the team. So
yeah, absolutely. Everyone will get that.
Okay. Thank you, everyone. Thanks for joining once again. Yeah. Thanks. Happy weekend.
Okay, guys. The feedback form is in the chat box. You can just go ahead and fill it. Other than that, you can feel free to move on. The session is now over. We're here for just a couple of more minutes so that you guys can do and go ahead and fill that feedback. So yeah, thanks for joining in, and we'll see you in the next industry speaker session.